everyone, my name is Tailor. I'm a fashion designer and you are welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel, welcome to Daisy's Wardrobe. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're an existing subscriber, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you've seen my videos before and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'm put on notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer based here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I've been in business for over 10 years. So here on my channel, I talk about being a fashion designer, starting a ready-to-wear business, starting a fashion business, starting a business, all things fashion, and sometimes, once in a while, I talk about my life. So here in today's video, I'll be comparing a fashion school versus a tailoring shop. So like I said, I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer. I make my designs and I sell my designs right here in my store, and that is what I've done for over 10 years. So here in today's video, we're talking about learning how to sew. Which one is the best option to learn how to sew? Is it a fashion school or a tailoring shop where you can apprentice? So these two are the two ways, or the two most common ways in which people learn about fashion and fashion design and sewing. Some go the formal route, which is fashion school, and some go the informal route, which is apprenticeship. And some go both ways, both fashion school and then apprenticeship. But in this video, I'll be talking about the difference between the two of them. I can't say which one is better than the other, but they both have their pros and their cons. And these pros and cons are what I am going to talk about in this video today. So like I said, I'm a fashion designer. I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer, and I consider myself to be a self-taught fashion designer. And why I call myself a self-taught fashion designer is because everything I know about fashion business, from the production side to the business side, I learned majority of it on the job. In the beginning of my career as a fashion designer, I started out registering at a fashion school to learn formally how to sew. There are different types of fashion schools, and when you're trying to choose a fashion school for yourself, you need to be very open, you need to be very knowledgeable as well of the institution whereby you are registering to. Unfortunately for me, I registered in an institution that didn't really care whether I learned anything or not. They were more interested in collecting my funds. And I wasn't learning as quickly as I wanted to, and I really wasn't even learning a lot of things. And at that time, I was pregnant and I was working. So I didn't really have the luxury of time. So I eventually opted out of the fashion school. I did finish my training there. And even when I left, I wasn't contacted, I wasn't, checked upon, considering the fact that I had paid my tuition in full. And from there, I went to go and learn how to sew one-on-one with someone because I was pregnant, and she was able to teach me one-on-one. But teaching one-on-one was, and I think, it's expensive, very expensive. I was paying a whole lot for her to teach me. And eventually, I started the business, not being perfect, but I knew how to sew, I knew the basics. But as time went by, after I started the business, I went to a tailoring shop as an apprentice to learn how to sew. There, I learned a whole lot. I learned a lot about sewing clothes, making clothes, and all the other things that I needed to know. But the thing is, not to say that fashion schools are not good, but the thing is, like I said earlier, you need to be very knowledgeable of the fashion school that you are enrolling in. You need to be very knowledgeable of what they are doing. You need to be knowledgeable of who has gone there, what the testimonials are like. You just need to have a whole bunch of information about the school before you register. I registered in the school because it was a very popular fashion school. And I thought that, okay, because it's popular. And that's what a lot of us do. We go with the popular things, we go with the popular names, popular brands. And at the end of the day, the popular brands don't deliver. They're just interested in our money. And that's the truth. If you don't agree with me, let me know. So when you're enrolling for fashion school, you need to be very knowledgeable of where you're going to, what they are doing, who has passed through the fashion school, especially if you're enrolling for fashion school in Nigeria or even in Africa. The same thing goes for trying to be an apprentice in the tailoring shop. You need to be very knowledgeable. Because the thing about apprenticeship is that if you're not careful, when you go an apprentice in a tailoring shop, if you're not careful, you find yourself doing the same thing over and over again for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 1 year. So you need to be very, 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 very careful of where you go to. Because a lot of all these tailoring shops that take on apprentices to work with them so that they can teach them, they are taking on these apprentices for cheap labor. And they don't want you to go. They don't want you to leave. So they keep on giving you some task to do continuously over and over again. And some of them will teach you, but they'll teach you in bursts, in little bursts. Little bursts of knowledge. When they give you little, they hold it there. After a while, they teach you little, they hold it there. So you have to be very, very intentional about what you are doing and where you are going to. So sometimes it's very, very tricky to know which exactly or where exactly to learn how to sew, whether it is a fashion school or a tailoring shop. And even if you're trying to go to fashion school abroad, you need to go through the curriculum because there are different types of fashion programs. There's some fashion programs that do not involve tailoring, that do not involve sewing. They will teach you about garment construction, but it's more of theory. It's more of showing you certain things. It's more of, not really practical like that. And you need to know what exactly it is you want. Do you want the practical side or do you want the theory side? Both are good, but you need to be able to know what exactly. Because at the end of the day, there is no point investing so much money and at the end of it all, you are not as good as you want to be. You can't, to be honest with you, you cannot go to fashion school and become perfect. You can only become perfect when you have started, when you have, done the work over and over and over and over and over again over time, if I make any sense at all. So my video for today is done. If you enjoyed watching my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. And so I will see you soon. Bye.